She thought surviving cancer would be the most brutal battle of her young life, but she was wrong. A black girl, fragile from chemotherapy, walked into school every day carrying not just her books, but the weight of cruel whispers, mocking laughter, and the sting of racial slurs. Her bald head made her an easy target, but the color of her skin made her their victim. What her bullies didn't know was that behind her trembling smile stood a father with unbreakable discipline and a dangerous past. How far would a Navy SEAL go to protect his child? Watch until the end. Wait a second, tell us where you're watching from in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more powerful stories like this. Amara had always dreamed of college. At 19, she imagined walking through campus with friends, studying late in the library, and planning a future filled with possibilities. But cancer changed everything. Months of chemotherapy stripped away her hair, weakened her body, and tested her spirit. Yet when the doctors said she was in remission, she refused to let the disease steal her dream. She returned to college determined to live again. Her head remained bare, the faint shadow of regrowth visible, but she walked proudly. She believed her battle with cancer had made her stronger. What she didn't expect was that her peers, young adults who should have known better, would weaponize her scars. Some looked at her with pity. Others avoided her. But then came the cruel ones, the ones who whispered in hallways, who laughed when she walked past, who mixed racism with cruelty until every day on campus felt like a battlefield. It began with quiet remarks. A girl in class muttered, "She looks like a ghost." A boy snickered, "Didn't know Halloween came early." Amara forced a smile, but each comment stung. Soon it escalated. At lunch, a group deliberately moved when she sat nearby, muttering, "Don't want to catch cancer." Some masked their racism as jokes. "Guess your dad wasn't around, huh?" Or, "People like you never make it anyway." They saw her shaved head as weakness, her skin color as justification. They mocked her appearance, her illness, her heritage, all in one. Amara tried to brush it off, focusing on her studies, telling herself she had beaten cancer and she could beat this too. But nights in her dorm told another story. Tears stained her pillow. The weight of surviving one battle only to face another crushed her spirit. The cruelest blow came one afternoon near the student center. A group blocked her path, laughing as one yanked off her beanie, exposing her bald scalp. Phones lit up instantly, recording her humiliation. She stood frozen, heart pounding, cheeks burning with shame. Laughter echoed around her, louder than any gunfire she had ever imagined. What no one knew was that Amara's father, Marcus, a retired Navy SEAL, had come to surprise her that day. He arrived just in time to see his daughter's scarf ripped away. And for the first time since combat, his heart filled not with fear, but with fury. Marcus had faced ambushes in foreign deserts, but nothing compared to the sight of his daughter trembling in front of a crowd. Her pain turned into entertainment. His instincts screamed for him to react, but years of training had taught him to control himself. Still, the father in him could not stay silent. He stepped into the circle. His presence was immediate. Broad shoulders, steady eyes, the silent authority of a man who had lived through war. The laughter died. Phones lowered. Even the boldest bully faltered under his gaze. Marcus didn't need to raise his voice. His silence alone carried weight. He bent, lifted the beanie from the ground, and placed it gently back on Amara's head. Then, with a calm that was sharper than anger, he looked at every face around him. In that moment, they realized they weren't just facing a father. They were facing a Navy SEAL. Marcus didn't shout. He didn't threaten. Instead, he spoke with a quiet authority that cut deeper than rage. He told them that the girl they mocked was stronger than all of them combined, that she had stared death in the face and survived. He reminded them that mocking someone's illness was cruelty, and mocking their race was ignorance. And he told them that respect, once lost, was hard to regain. Some shifted uncomfortably, guilt washing over them. Others deleted their videos immediately. For the first time, they saw Amara not as a target, but as a fighter, someone who had endured more than they could imagine. Marcus took his daughter's hand, walking her out of the circle. For him, this wasn't about intimidation. It was about showing her she was never alone, that she didn't have to fight every battle in silence. That day, whispers across campus changed. People spoke less about Amara's illness and more about her resilience. Her story spread, not of humiliation but of survival and strength. This wasn't just about one girl. It was about the cruelty millions endure every day for looking different, for being sick, for being black. The question remains, how many more must suffer before compassion replaces hate? Where are you watching from? Comment on your country and city below. Take care.